learn about the magnetic field on the axis of a circular conductor. So for this, applying Biot-Savart law obviously. So for this we have to at that time draw a picture. Suppose this is our circular conductor, okay, and obviously it is current carrying, and the current is I, okay, and this is the axis, okay. So we have to find the magnetic field at this point due to this wire. So for this, finding this magnetic field, we have to consider a small portion, that is delta L, according to Biot-Savart law, okay. So let we join this portion, okay. We join this portion, okay, and so we know according to the Biot-Savart law that delta B equal to mu 0 by 4 pi, okay, I delta L sin theta by this distance. What is the distance? Let this point is C, so that is Cp square. It is our Biot-Savart law according to this. Now we have to find the magnitude and also the direction. So at this point the direction of the magnetic field is about in this way, okay, about in this way, PQ. And so now we have to find about the actual magnetic field. How should I? Let we also suppose a small portion here, delta L. So here we also connect here, and there also the magnetic field along in this way, that is PR. So we can divide it in two components, one component in this direction and one component in this direction, okay. So let this is our theta, and so this is our theta, okay, and this is delta B sin theta, this component, and this component is delta B cos theta. And here also the PR we can divide it into two components, this, and this is the theta. So this is delta B cos theta, and this is delta B sin theta. So by this picture we can understand that this component, okay, this component and this component cancel out each other, okay. So these are no effect on this magnetic field, and here the delta B sin theta, these two components are added. So we can get here that B equal to summation of delta B sin theta, okay. So here we get the total idea that mu 0 by 4 pi summation of I delta L by Cp square, okay. Let this distance is U and this distance is X. So Cp square means U square, okay, and sin theta. So what is sin theta? This is X and this is our radius, okay, R. So R and X, and this is theta. So sin theta will be R by U, okay. This is U, this is X, okay. So sin theta will be R by U, okay. So we got that B equal to mu 0 by 4 pi IR by U cube summation of delta L. So this is our small portion delta L. If we integrate due to the whole wire, we will get the circumference of this wire. So this will be obviously 2 pi R. So instead of summation of delta L, we can write 2 pi R, okay. So here we got that B equal to mu 0 by 4 pi IR by U cube 2 pi R equal to mu 0 I by 2 into R square by U square to the power 3 by 2, okay. And here U equal to, if we, this is R and this is X, then it will be U square equal to R square plus X square. So instead of U square we can write this R square plus X square to the power 3 by 2, okay. So we will get the total thing, that is mu 0 by I by 2 into r square by r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. Okay, and if there is n number of turns, then it will be mu 0 n I by 2 r square by r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. Okay, and if we find the magnitude, and here we will get a graph. And how it will be? Let these are the two axes. Around this axis B is projected and here X. Okay, and our graph will be in this way. That means, and it is O. That means if it was the coil, okay, and here current is flowing, and this is our point P, and this is our center O. Okay, so at the center the magnetic field will be maximum. Okay, and when our point, observation point, will be far away from the center, the magnetic field will be decreased. And if we also here we find this, here also the magnetic field decrease, and it will be increase at the center. Okay, so this is our graph, and with this the help of the graph we can also find one thing, that is if for one coil we get this type of graph, and if we take another one coil, okay, coaxial obviously, and current in on the same direction, and the distance between them are r, then we will get also a graph this type of. Okay, so for this coil, so here we got in this way, that for the first coil the graph is in this way, and the second coil the graph is in this way. Okay, so for due to this second coil it does not follow. Okay, so we got a uniform magnetic field around this. So by this, using this coil, we can get a uniform magnetic field, and this type of coil is known as Helmholtz double coil. Okay, thank you.